Yiratzon, Parshat vayera, 5780. The limud should be the refuat kol hacholim v'tucham. Tanya batot Magalit, Yosef Yair ben Avi v'Chava, Harav Sivan ben Sima, betoch kol shar cholei Yisrael. There's a big question that I think we all need to address entering into the Parsha of vayera. Avraham is the founder of Judaism. He's the founder of having a life with Hashem. And the question that I think the Parshat Rebbe asked in 1921 is a question that all of us need to be thinking about and asking, which is what made Avraham so successful? How could it be that Avraham was able to deal with what he dealt with? He didn't have inspiration. He didn't have a Rebbe. He didn't have someone to turn to. He didn't have, Karbach minions. He didn't have Chabad, putting tefillin on for him. And he was so successful. And so the Parshat Rebbe in 1921 wants to understand what made Avraham so different, what made him succeed in such a high level. And he says that in our Parsha, in Perek Yudchet, Pasuk Yudchet, there's the one Pasuk that reveals what made Avraham so different. And so in the introduction to Chovet HaTalmidim says, the Parshat Rebbe, Bichlal, in general, Regilim Anu, were used to lahabit al bnei hanor mitkaper, to look at people that have fallen out of Judaism, ki'ilu rak hem ha'ashemim, they're at fault. They didn't listen to their rabbis. They didn't come to school. They were running around in class. They were throwing things at the teachers. They were this and they were that. And if you sit in a teacher's meeting, they'll give you the 15,000 reasons why they're at fault. So it says the Parshat Rebbe 1921, in general, we're all used to blaming the generation. V'anu legamrei nikim, and we're totally clean. We've done everything we can. We built the yeshiva for them. We built a school for them. We gave them a system. We gave them a rebbe. We gave them this. We gave them that. We're so successful. But he says in the next sentence, the most transformative idea, Aval mikol tzidkat Avraham Avinu, from everything that Avraham Avinu did, through the Akedah, making Aliyah, believing in miracles, marrying his wife, staying with her, going to Mitzrayim, building different things, from everything he did, there's one pasuk that reveals his greatest attribute. Ki yida'ativ lema'an. I knew him in that he will be able. Asher yitzaved banav et beito acharav v'shamudech Hashem. From everything that Abraham did, there was one key factor. There was one foundational idea that was always on Avraham Avinu's mindset. Leman asher yitzabed banav et beito acharav v'shamru derech Hashem. In every decision making Avraham had to do, he did not see Avraham Avinu. He saw his children and his grandchildren. And when he had to decide the profession he'll take, and the yeshiva he'll learn, and the journey he'll take, and the meal he'll eat, he envisioned his children and grandchildren. That is the astounding fact of Avraham Avinu. That he envisioned the future today. And he saw himself as the prism of the future. And he saw his decisions as the bridge into what will be. And so what stands out in this parsha, in defining Avram's ability to do the outstanding, is that he saw himself not as himself. He saw himself as the bridge and the link into something much greater than him. And so he was able to do the unfathomable, the unknown, things that no one ever did before. The Yehudi Kadosh, the Talmud of the Pshischa Rebbe, he says, how do you know if someone's a real Jew? And I think he bases his answer on Avraham Avinu. He says, the only way you know a real Jew is a real Jew is when he's happy that there's another. And what he means to say is that we get so excited about our accomplishments because it makes us relevant. But what actually makes you a real Jew is that you're happy about someone else's success. Is that you see someone else davening with enthusiasm And you feel as if it's your enthusiasm, because it's not just you, it's us. One of the greatest ways of affecting Am Yisrael is making them realize that Am Yisrael is them. And I just want to end with something I just saw in Perek Memtet in the end of Breshit. One of the last sentences from Yaakov Avinu. It says in Perek Memtet, when he's addressing his children, he says to them, Ani ne'esaf el ami. I, the individual, am being collected to my nation. That's his last sentence. He says, I have learned from my grandfather Avraham that the real me is us. And that the real me is that I feel that when I'm learning, we're learning. And when I'm working, we're succeeding. And when I'm giving tzedakah, we're building. The actions that you do are the foundation of the mindset that Am Yisrael is not external to you, but internal to you. Shabbat Shalom.